Let us try to recall what you have studied about compounds in lower classes. Few compounds are given here like water H2O, ammonia NH3, carbon dioxide CO2 and hydrogen peroxide H2O2. You know that a compound is a pure substance composed of two or more elements chemically combined together in a fixed ratio. Consider the compound water. The elements present are hydrogen and oxygen. So these two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, combine in the ratio 1:8 by mass to form the compound water. Consider the next compound ammonia. Here the elements present are nitrogen and hydrogen. Now what is the ratio by mass in which the two elements nitrogen and hydrogen react or combine to give the compound ammonia? The ratio is 14:3. Now if we consider carbon dioxide, the elements present are carbon and oxygen and the ratio by mass is 3:8. So thus we can say that a compound is formed when two or more elements chemically combine together in a fixed ratio. The ratio should be fixed. Let us now discuss about the differences between mixtures and compounds. You know that mixtures are formed when elements or compounds just mix with each other. That is, no new compound is formed. Whereas in a compound, the elements react so that new compounds are formed. Now what about the composition in the case of a mixture? Mixture has a variable composition. There is no fixed composition. Now if you consider a compound, the composition will be always fixed. The composition of the new compound formed will be fixed. What about the properties exhibited by a mixture? The mixture shows the properties of the constituent substances. Whereas in the case of a compound, that is, the new substance formed will exhibit totally different properties. Then coming to mixtures, the constituents can be separated easily by physical methods. Any physical methods can be used to separate the constituents present in a mixture. Whereas in the case of a compound, the constituents cannot be separated by physical methods. Either chemical or electrochemical methods should be used to separate the components present in a compound. For example, consider the compound water, which is formed when hydrogen and oxygen react in the ratio 1:8. You know that hydrogen is in the gaseous state. What about oxygen? It is also in the gaseous state. Now see the product water, the new compound formed. What is the physical state of water? It is in the liquid state. Now, you have studied that hydrogen burns with a pop sound and oxygen supports burning. But what about water? Will it support burning? No. Usually, water is used to put off the fire. Thus, we find that the new substance or the compound has totally different properties. Every substance has unique properties. These properties are of two types. Which are they? Physical and chemical. So next we shall see about physical and chemical properties. Properties which can be measured or observed without changing the identity or the composition of the substance are called as physical properties. The composition of the substance will not change. The identity of the substance will not change. So those properties which can be measured without changing the composition of the substance can be called as physical properties. Can you give few examples? Yes. Color, order, melting point, boiling point, all these can be measured or observed without changing the identity or the composition of the substance. So all these are called as physical properties. So what about chemical properties? The measurement or observation of chemical properties requires a chemical change to occur. And for chemical properties, you have examples like combustibility, acidity, basicity, reactivity. Now you know what is meant by a physical property and a chemical property. So next we shall study in detail about the measurement of physical properties. Earlier, there were two different systems of measurement, known as the English system and the metric system. But later, the need of a common standard system of measurement was felt by the scientist. So, such a system was established in 1960. Thus, we have the International System of Units, known as the SI system of units. The SI system has 7 base units. These units belong to the 7 base physical quantities. So, let us see which are the 7 base physical quantities. The 7 base physical quantities are length, mass, time, temperature, amount of substance, electric current and luminous intensity. Now let us see the base units associated with these physical quantities. The unit of length is meter, the unit of mass is kilogram, that of time is second, temperature Kelvin, amount of substance mole, electric current ampere and the unit of luminous intensity is candela. What are the symbols for the various SI base units? For meter, it is small letter m. For kilogram, it is small letter kg. Second, small letter s. Ampere, capital A. Kelvin, capital K. Mole, small letter mol. And candela, CD.